How's it going, my Storm Riders? StormNuki14 here, and welcome back to another Nostalgia Critic reaction. Gonna be reacting to Nostalgia Critic's latest episode of his review of something I'm really excited for him to rip apart. The 2025 Snow White movie. Now, we all knew this was coming eventually, and considering how bad of a flop that movie was, it's just insane to see. Again, the budget was $280 million, one of the most expensive Disney movies ever, and it didn't even make back the money it had. Like it only made $200 million most. That is by far like the biggest bomb I've ever seen. And honestly, if you want comparison of how bad that is, the Minecraft movie did a million times better. The fact that a movie like that, again, I love the Minecraft movie, but again, we weren't expecting like an extravagant film from it. Everybody was in agreement of that. But even so, that film managed to make, I think, roughly like 3 times as much as this movie did on a much smaller budget, and it's crazy. It was crazy to see. And even the fact about flipping Rachel Zegler, seeing her tantrum about that was honestly really funny. I couldn't help but love that. And unfortunately, as you know, Disney pulled a Disney, and after she threw that tantrum on one of her videos, they used her as a scapegoat, blaming her for why the movie flopped. There are millions of reasons why this movie flopped. I'll let Doug do as much explanation as possible. I'll see what I can add. With that being said, let's get on with it. 3, 2, 1.
Buy Prize Picks. Run your game. Come check us out at Cleveland Gaming Classic, September 19th through the 21st in Cleveland, Ohio. Hope to see you there.
Oh boy, I can't wait for this. The Black Cauldron. Oh no.
Don't worry, Princess Islandway. I'll rescue you.
I don't need rescuing. I can save myself. Not that a woman needs physical strength to be powerful.
Or a man.
Right, and there's nothing wrong if I want to be with a man.
Or woman.
Exactly.
I'm glad we cleared this all up before continuing our quest.
Indeed.
What was our quest again?
I don't remember.
Oh my lord.
Critic, is there something wrong? Look, I'm flattered you called me.
Oh great, you guys, obviously.
Black Cauldron movie. Honestly, I think it's one of the few Disney films that should be remade.
The chart, guys.
That is there a problem with the checklist?
No, though I'm surprised there actually is a checklist for these. It's very special.
Okay, let me read this. Racially, sexually diverse, strong female lead. Nothing offensive, message over story. Teach you're one of a kind just like everyone else. What? Visually ugly. Act ashamed of original source material. State lesson over and over and over, etc. Change something that doesn't need changing. Don't change something that needs changing. Bland performances. Bad person isn't really bad unless convenient for commentary. I think you spelled you spelled commentary wrong on that. So okay. Lame effects, check. Yep. Remove any unique identity, no, check. So much Uncanny Valley. Oh my god, this is a hilarious checklist. Oh, but everything that is checked needs to be unchecked and vice versa.
Spelled out. And what's the problem? Well, I thought you called me in so I could help make the movie much more like what made the book so popular.
No. We brought you in so that the check boxes could only be half checked off.
Yeah, I guess I'm not understanding why.
Because our remake of Snow White backfired.
Not only did it lose money, but both sides of the internet hated it.
Now, you know how much I hate Disney, but this time, they really dropped the ball. I let slide the first 20 times they made bad remakes, but now it's popular, I hate them. I'm gonna criticize every minute detail. I'm not even chewing gum, that's how angry I am.
Now see what the other side is saying.
Now, you know I love everything Disney, but this time they really dropped the ball. In this short 5-hour video essay, I'm going to analyze one problematic thing that is going to
Short 5-hour video.
Can't imagine how you attracted these people. So we're trying to meet them halfway.
A little progressive, but not too progressive.
A little old-fashioned, but not too old-fashioned.
Well, I'm definitely gonna need an old-fashioned after this.
You're the only one that tries to look at these films objectively.
You know he yells for a living, right? Is that really the most objective voice you could find?
On the internet? Yes.
I
So
mean, that's a
don't
fair
interrupt
point.
us unless there's a checkbox that isn't checked.
Or fully checked.
What?
It's strange to think we got to a point where a Disney live-action remake isn't just bad, it's controversial.
Yeah, that's
I've
crazy.
said a million times, I never enjoyed any of the recent Disney live-action remakes, but
The Beauty and the Beast one I actually did enjoy. No. Honestly, yes, it had its issues, but I enjoyed it. I thought all of them got worse and worse on here. I feel like this was the least offensive out of them.
I always tried to give him a fair shot.
Yeah, like that one's worse.
Acknowledge almost worked, but fall victim to Disney presumably forcing
Didn't bother
changes
with this
that
one.
come more from committee than from a passionate storyteller. But sometimes the films try so
bother with
hard
that one
not
either.
to offend anybody that they ironically end up offending everybody,
Mm-hmm.
at least on the internet. Everything in between people with politically social agendas.
I didn't even know this one
who
existed.
Just want to see a good movie. The ironic thing is, there's 2 shows this year that got a lot of praise on the internet from both critics and audiences.
Oh.
And or you could argue.
Oh yeah, I actually saw the new King of the Hill.
Sexually diverse, has women in power, is fighting fascism. But nobody complained because it was a suspenseful drama for adults that had good story and characters. The King of the Hill reboot, you could argue, has a right lead. They love their Fox News, they drive Hummers, they mock being overly emotional. But again, nobody complained because while it's satire, it's a loving satire that also had good story and character.
Yeah,
And the ironic thing is, they're both
that's exactly what I thought of it.
technically under the Disney umbrella, so there's people there who know how to do this right. But that clearly wasn't the case with their live-action remake of Snow White.
Yeah, this is gonna be a disaster. But I'm excited for you to rip it
Before
apart.
it came out, this film was ready to be hated. This wasn't like Little Mermaid, where people got upset over the dumbest thing to get upset about, but afterwards were basically fine with it. This movie was equally hated before and after it came out.
Ooh.
I guess a lot that you could say is the controversies, but
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know,
disgusting
a lot of things
looking.
I don't see as really that big a controversies. Celebrities posting stuff online, saying things in interviews, making dumb choices. Yes, I disagree with a lot of what they're saying, but aren't we kind of used to it at this point? I guess I'll discuss them as I go over the review, but bottom line, they're kind of a moot point because, like many of these remakes, it's just bad with or without the controversies. And for the same reasons these remakes usually don't work. They don't understand what made the original so beloved and, to some extent, are even ashamed of the originals. Well, there's certainly things that don't age.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. That's how I felt about the Lilo and Stitch one, is that it almost like they were ashamed of what the original story was and just went the complete opposite route with it. That's why the tagline for it now is like, Ohana means nothing, when the original, Ohana meant family. But no, apparently her Nani going to college and Lilo going to foster care, wherever that leaves Stitch, I'm guessing with Lilo, but just that alone makes me hate it because I know it's a different movie, but I'm saying it's just the same example. But yeah, this I already see problems with it. I already don't like how the dwarves are designed on this, but that's a minor issue.
Age well in them. These movies usually focus on the stuff that people could care less about, apart from the loudest voices online. And in trying to pander to that outrage, they usually end up making things worse.
Yeah.
This is one of the few Disney remakes that ended up not just losing money, but losing a lot of money. So maybe the tides are turning. Anyway, let's take a look at this CG head cold and see why audiences weren't on board with being pandered to.
Oh, the CG is everywhere.
We're not going to get a lot of pandering in the near future.
I saved you, if that's okay. Not that I need your permission, not that I'm talking down to a black man, not that I even noticed. Just tell me what you want me to be!
Oh
Tell me it's
no.
gonna be quiet in my office. Let's take a look at Snow White.
That's bad.
It opens with animals shitting on the story. Hey, come on, leave some room for Disney to do that. Tell the kind king and queen who gave birth to a princess. Now, one of the controversies is that Snow White is played by a non-white actress, and if you know me, you know I really don't care one way or another, as long as it doesn't hurt the story. But I will admit, when the film started, I did say, oh yeah, she's called that because she's supposed to be white as snow. How are they going to get around that?
Right.
Blizzard swept through their land. To honor the night she arrived, her parents named the girl Snow White.
Similar to the prince who had a difficult birth in a delivery room, hence why he was called Almond Beige Hospital.
Oh man. Yeah. I guess Oh boy. Okay. I'll try to say this best I can. I agree with Doug on the fact that if you race swap a character, I don't really mind myself. The only thing I care about is if that person still plays as the character. Like, if I still feel like that is the character, yeah, that is all I care about. I don't really care necessarily what they look like, unless it's something really significant, but that is not something significant. It's actually one of the... I remember this was one of the discussions about Velma, actually, where they didn't like Velma being a black character in that film, or in that show series, but honestly, the bigger issue I had personally with it was that it wasn't Velma at all as a character. She was supposed to be the stereotypic nerd of the Scooby group, but she was just a bitter, like, millennial, and that was it. She acted nothing like Velma, and that was my issue. That's my piece on it. It's just, make sure you play the character you're supposed to be playing. If you do that, I'm fine.
Jump to the first of many forgettable news songs, singing how, tell me if this sounds familiar, a princess should be nice.
Oh yeah, the old message.
Yeah, isn't this basically what they've repeated over and over in the Cinderella remake?
And in Beauty and the Beast.
Be kind.
These movies keep adding to girls how to be generically good shortlist. Courage, kindness, fearless, which is basically courage, fair, which is basically kindness, brave, which is basically courage again, and true. There, we got a new one. But you already scarred that lesson into our childhood, so number 4 in a locket isn't going to add that much.
Yeah.
Plant a tender seed, trusting something good will grow.
Alright, so far the songs are basically on par with that Brandy Cinderella TV movie that came out years ago.
Okay.
It's not bad, there's effort put into it, but for a production that's not a TV movie, but rather an over $200 million film, it comes across a little bit more like a stage show at Disneyland.
Well, there's nothing particularly wrong with that. Honestly, like, if I saw something like this, I'd be perfectly okay with it, as long as everybody was given... Because I feel like everyone's given their all here, it just... I don't know, I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Again, that's not any of these guys' fault. They're doing their best, and I appreciate that. Yep, pretty much.
Or Encanto can be corny too, but there's an innovation there, a distinct style, there's a soul to it.
Right.
This is so comically empty, it feels more like Enchanted. You know, the satire of those movies. For a company that loves to pat itself on the back for updating its films, this comes across as very dated.
Tragedy struck. Snow White's mother fell ill, and the good queen died.
Killed by a leaf. Medicine was very primitive back then.
Yeah.
The king leader falls in love with an
I will say, that was a pretty cool transition, though.
Struck. Snow White's mother fell
Yeah,
ill,
like...
and the good queen died.
Like, that was pretty good. I'll give them that.
Killed by a leaf. Medicine was very primitive back then. The king later falls in love with an enchantress who wants to be an evil queen named... I'm just now realizing her official name is Evil Queen.
She married the king, but she was not what she appeared.
She was a bad actress. I can't pretend I'm 100% on the Hey Gal Gadot train, as she still has most of the best moments in the DCEU, and one of the top 5 greatest superhero moments of any movie. And if she was as bad as everybody says...
I almost forgot about that.
None of that would have worked.
Thank you for reminding me.
I'm not blind. I can't ignore that at times her acting can definitely be very cringy, and to her credit in the first third, she kind of rocks it.
Please. You were saying...
The outfit is so laughably over the top with a squeaking dress and clinking jewelry louder than Mr. T's.
She couldn't sneak up on anybody.
You put on a dog to hear him coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if she was trying to sneak up on anybody, there's no way she could.
Funny enough, the more still she is, just flinging a fingernail or raising an eyebrow, the more fun she is.
Pies are luxuries. They don't need luxuries. It confuses them.
I'm sorry, I think she's a blast in this first part, even if the writing continues to try and add logic where it's not needed.
She kept a magic mirror, which could answer but one question.
Who is the fairest of the men?
Was anybody watching the first one thinking, boy, that was beautiful, but that plot hole with the mirror, why didn't she ask him more questions? I'm sorry, I expect more reality of a film where people can blow
What?
water out their ears.
Yeah, that's actually the thing I was going to talk about. That's the one thing these remakes do a lot, is that they excessively narrate and give too much information. Rather, let us process that information with just what is happening right now, rather than you just telling us what the hell's happening, you know? Like the subtlety, again, subtlety is important, you know? How about let us feel what we should feel, let us learn what we should learn throughout the film, rather than just telling us what we're supposed to know and what we're supposed to feel.
She warned of a terrible threat from beyond the Southern Kingdom.
Queen predicts with her enchanted predicting powers she has now that the threat is going to spread across the kingdom. So the king goes to defend it. I think that's why you have soldiers go instead of the ruler of the land, but whatever, we're not forcing logic down people's throats. Oh wait, we are, you should explain this. The king never seems to return though, leaving the queen in charge to greedily rule. She turns Snow White into a servant where she grows up to be played by Rachel Zegler.
Take some for yourself.
Curses, they found I used my chin to break in. That's actually Berna playing the young thief Jonathan, who tries to steal food to feed the people the queen is robbed from, but he gets captured.
Find his home and burn it to the ground.
I don't actually have a home.
Then take him to the dungeon.
Then burn it to the ground.
Punishment must not be.
But how can you? Here, I'll logic bomb it for you. But the basin or the dungeon is underground. How can you burn it to the ground? Does the fire go up? Sorry.
Keep the crime. This thief stole from me.
Sorry, I'm half Israeli and half squeaky toy.
This thief stole from me.
We get another Lin-Manuel Miranda song, and I guess they're not really terrible. They're just very bland with, let's be honest, greeting card lyrics.
Holding out for someday, I'll become my father's daughter.
I guess that's a sentence. Segway sounded absolutely beautiful as Maria in West Side Story, but even she's struggling with this song that's just all over the place.
Yeah.
Your voice will carry through.
Oh, this is another thing I hate with these kinds of songs, what Disney tries to do as well, is that pretty much they just talk while singing and say like, I'm going to walk over here, then do this, then do that, and that, blah, blah. Like, just over-explain everything. I'm just like, stop. It doesn't make sense that you'd sing like that. It's like what happened in Wish.
Close my eyes and see, just like an echo. Someone who could finally start speaking with a fearless heart.
It's like if someone doesn't quite hit the right notes in that Fifth Element song. You can't really be that angry because it feels designed to be purposefully impossible. Snow White has to use all her brain power to figure out how to break Jonathan free.
Run.
Thank you.
Went so hard?
I thought he was supposed to be put in the dungeon.
His stepdaughter's looking a little dishy.
For I see, she is more fair than thee.
Also, the fact that I made a website counting down to when she turns 18, totally not creepy.
Ugh.
As the story goes, the queen orders the huntsman to bring her Snow.
Is that a thing? Why? Oh my gosh! Why do we have that?
White's heart.
Kill her.
But she's just a girl.
Look, my mirror finds her hot. There's no other option. She has to die.
Cut out her heart. Put it in this box.
You have a heart box? How many times have you done this? Takes her to pick her
Good
favorite
point.
treat, apples. Yeah, that would be this boring character's favorite. But the huntsman finds he just can't kill her.
You can't leave the kingdom.
She is evil. She's a liar. You were never told the truth about your father.
She told me enough. She told me you killed him. Wait, which struggling Disney franchise are we in again?
Oh yeah.
She goes into the enchanted forest, which is literally alive this time and not in her imagination. I mean, alright, this is some of the cooler imagery in the movie, but it only lasts 30 seconds, and really all we get is this tree. The Snow White ride is more intimidating. I think this whole movie is to drive tourism to Disney parks like,
Yeah,
this
it
sucks.
is.
Really should put down more money and go into Fantasyland instead.
Mm-mm.
CG deer from Walking
Oh, hi,
Dead
Bambi.
to a cottage where the 7 not dwarves reside.
Hello, Thumper.
This is the only thing I consider a legit controversy in this film, and let me tell you, its history is messy.
Oh yeah.
You see, one of the earliest images Disney released was of 7 characters of different heights and races. So,
Alright.
given how these remakes usually go, people assume they were the 7 dwarves, and it got a
Is it weird how this one, or this guy, sorry, kind of looks like Jacksepticeye but with a big mustache and really short? I don't know why, I get like serious Jacksepticeye vibes from him. Just from the face alone. I'm not saying anything about Jack. Jack is really cool. But anyways.
A lot of backlash. But it turns out they were just bandits who show up later in the film. So either this was the original idea and it got so much backlash they changed it, or somebody very foolishly posted this thinking, yeah, nobody will think this is our version of the dwarves. Why would they think that? We have the worst of early DreamWorks Uncanny Valley nightmares for that.
This story sucking shots. Why don't you shut it, Grumps?
And the reason these Krampus garden gnomes are in the movie is because Disney figured having real dwarves in the film would be insulting. And it's probably no coincidence that Peter Dinklage did an interview saying he wasn't a fan of dwarves being in the story, and that exact same day, Disney said they were going to change course and make them magical creatures. That's why the film is just called Snow White, and the word dwarf is never mentioned in the film.
I see.
They don't even name what these things are. Christ, you're Disney, you own Star Wars, even this damn thing has a name.
Yeah.
Dinklage has gotten a lot of backlash from this, particularly from little people, saying it cost a lot of jobs and exposure for other little people who could have been stars. I mean, there's just not a...
Honestly, I think that's a fair argument. Like, yeah, you're kind of robbing the potential for people, again, of various... Okay, I'm trying to phrase this the best I can. Forgive me if I mess it up. But basically, I'm saying, like, again, various kinds of people with different condition and everything. I'm not saying being short is the condition. You know what I'm trying to say. Point is, like, yeah, you're kind of robbing them of opportunities because you're trying to be so unoffensive to people, which I don't know. It's just I think there was a better way than this. That's all.
A lot of demand for a ton of little people to be in one place all together in a movie. And while I do personally disagree with Dinklage's thoughts, the dude is just giving his honest opinion. He's allowed to do that, and I don't want him to lie. Now, I'm not a little person. I don't know much about this world. It's Disney who made the choice based on one person's opinion. As they posted the same day as the interview, they're consulting with the dwarfism community, and the following day, they changed them to magical creatures.
So magical creatures,
right after that interview. I don't think that's just a coincidence, or they would have said right away, we already decided they're magical creatures. Magical powers these nameless entities have? Well, they can make diamonds glow. That's it.
That's it?
It doesn't serve the story in the slightest. You could cut it out and miss nothing. But at least we get to look at Rankin Bass hobbits if the Ninja Turtle mutation fell on them. Also,
you know, Dopey looks like flippin' Alfred E. Newman from Mad. He doesn't look like a silly character at all.
If you're concerned about representation, the black actor isn't playing a black character, and the dwarf isn't playing a dwarf! How does that make things better for anybody?
That's actually a good point. A lot of people should... Oh, dang.
Home, and of course find Snow White in their beds. They all run away as Dopey is left in there, and I will say this is one of the few things in the movie I like. Snow White and him have a very sweet connection, and whoever animated him should really get a raise, because he is the only one I legit feel any emotion for. The scenes between the two of them actually work pretty well.
Okay, well at least there's that then. If... I don't know, again, like... The designs are just a personal issue. If they feel real, then by all means, I'll give it a chance.
I really wanted to meet you.
Okay, he still looks like Tom Holland mid-Alice in Wonderland mushroom, but I'll take anything positive at this point.
I am only bound by what is true. The fairest lives. She is not you.
The Queen finds out Snow White is still alive, and okay, you remember when I said I actually like Godot for the first third of this movie?
Is this where she gets
another
bad?
2/3 of this movie to follow, and I can pinpoint the exact moment she said, I'm just switching my performance to bad.
Now perhaps you have heard that the truest of beauty.
This is it.
Yeah, Oh my lord, oh god, it's like the Wish villain. Like for the first third of the movie, he's actually okay, and then he just completely flips a switch after 20 minutes.
Sure, she was silly before, but she had some style. She had some poise. Now she's a broken drag queen animatronic. I swear, she looks like Mr. Burns in that softball episode of Simpsons.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Christ, remember how intimidating, even downright scary the queen could be in the original? Mm-hmm. At this point, Kathy the Jimmy from Descendants has more street cred.
Ooh. That's saying something.
Captain, search the forest.
Oh, guess the song's over. Oh, we're back. Okay, about as consistent as every other Total Whiplash. Well, for people made out of spare rocket fire explosion parts, that was very impressive.
I like to watch sports. Hence why this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks.
Okay.
You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, the right decision can earn you money. I like watching sports on my binoculars because I'm very far away, not because I don't want them to see me. Sports. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks.
Never thought we'd now have to make like a neighborhood watch for sports.
Where it's good to be right. Outside their home.
Doug, what are you doing
Just
there?
kidding, just kidding. I never do that to sports. I love sports. I just like watching sports.
I've had great winnings with Prize Picks.
See, even he's more intimidating than the evil queen right now.
Though Caleb Williams is one of my
He's
favorite
just doing a
players,
joke.
I'm putting a prediction on Aaron Rodgers, saying he'll be under 23.5 touchdowns. I also think the Bears will beat the Vikings on week 1. It's so fun and simple. I just choose more or less. That's it. And it makes the experience of watching sports so much fun. It's so much fun to win, and you can see the cool things you can win on. Like I won the hot dog eating contest last year with overs on both contestants.
Don't mention hot dogs. I'm
Prize
starving right
Picks
now.
is so simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Prize Picks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. And some states where sports can't put a restraining order on me, I think. I don't know, there's not that many laws on it yet. But might as well make some money while they're thinking about
The
those
music in the
laws.
back
Just
sounds like
download the
Harry
app today
Potter.
and use the code Nostalgia to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Nostalgia to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Don't even get me started on birds.
Oswald's in the
I
back
love
here.
watching birds. Why won't you call me? This was fun.
Yeah, see, here's Oswald.
Come watch me play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth every
Come on, get
Friday
up there.
on Twitch. We also got other content during the week, so come check us out. The orc babies are still getting used to Snow White living with them, and hey, you know what's not funny? Laughing at characters who are clearly created to be funny.
You know Dopey doesn't talk. Because he's a dope. Just because his name is Dopey doesn't mean he's actually a dope.
I mean, Sneezy sneezes all the time, and Sleepy sleeps all the time, so I don't know how you came to that conclusion.
I was gonna say.
What is the history of how they got their names anyway?
I don't know. Maybe it's the same, like, is it the same case with, like, the Smurfs, where maybe there was, like, a Papa Dwarf, and all the dwarfs got their names from that? And maybe these 7 had disbanded after maybe their village, I don't know, making some sort of, like, village history. No, I'm thinking it's something kind of like the Smurfs. Or I'm getting...
Again, the original story wasn't designed for me to ask this, but since this movie wants to inject so much logical finger-wagging at me, were they born with these names, or did they assign them later? I mean, his ears are big, so maybe you can call him Earix, if that's the name clearly everybody's using to describe these characters.
Seems to me that everyone here could do a much better job at listening to one another.
Snow White says no one should make fun of Dopey, but people with mood disorders, allergies, or narcolepsy, that's fine. And she encourages them to be nicer to one another and literally clean up their act.
Whistle while you work. You'll get it.
I guess another controversy is that Rachel Zegler said she wasn't a fan of the original movie because it wasn't progressive enough and has been more than outspoken on social media, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I disagree a lot with what she said, but it just feels par of the course for Hollywood at this point. Like, everything's political whether you want it to be or not. I'm not a fan of that, but it doesn't surprise me. If anything, acting really shocked and annoyed kind of feeds into what they're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about, like, these movies now is that's why when I see these movies, I try not to react or talk about them because whether you talk positively or negatively about this stuff, it ironically gives them more attention, whether it's something negative or positive, which is why my trick is just I don't talk about it at all because I don't want to give it any attention. At least that's how I see it. But yeah, Miss Ziegler, you have... I don't know, you've lost your mind after what you've posted, what you've talked about.
They want the publicity, they want the outrage, they want people to pick a side so that you'll see it whether you want to hate watch it or watch it for real.
Yeah.
So removing all that and just going by her performance, she is pretty bland.
And you feel like they're not listening to sense?
Correct.
Take your point, Mr. Grumpy.
I do cut actors in these remakes a little slack because they have so little to work with outside of be a perfect role model. Even some of our best actors have been stripped of any charm working on these.
Yeah,
and
King
while she
Triton
isn't the worst offender, she leaves little to no impression.
Whistle while you work.
Hey, you know who's not working? The freeloader we're letting stay here to protect her life. You want to help out supposed not-spoiled royalty?
That's a good point.
I know, yeah. Don't the new songs totally gel with the old songs? Like there's not a 90-year gap between them?
No.
I wasn't a fan of Mary Poppins Returns, but I did acknowledge the songs did sound like something that would be out of the first one. The tone, the melodies, everything sounded very similar. The original Snow White songs are like catchy jingles. They're simple, but they're beautifully memorable. The new ones are so up and down and all over the place, it sounds like Wicked backwards.
Whistle while you work.
So I'm sticking to my plan of grabbing all I can instead of living in a fantasy.
What?
To make your wish come true.
Yeah.
Is let it go, echo.
They just don't match.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that don't match, what do we segue to after the cute tidy up song?
The Queen lied about my father. She lied about everything. What if he's still alive?
Oh. Maybe we should have been focusing on that instead of the strange cleaning detour. See, these styles don't go.
Yeah. Yeah, why'd you just jump from like something fun and peppy, supposedly, and then something very depressing? The flow is just all over the place. You're jumping to something really happy and then immediately to something really sad.
Still leave to find her father, of course, bumping into Jonathan and his early 2000s hoodie. God, this is so timeless.
Sounds an awful lot like Princess Problems.
Oh.
Singing our new song, which again is corny, but
Oh my gosh. I don't know, Doug. Already that gave me like a mountain of cringe. And you're kind of right. His clothing is kind of like modernized. Okay, I'll stop pausing and listen.
I do remember being a little catchy, I'll give it credit for that. When we're introduced to the kind of dwarves. No, the other kind of dwarves. It's weird I have to make that distinction. But bandits working with Jonathan. Yeah, you know what I was thinking when I saw the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? I wish there were 7 more characters I pointlessly had to remember. None of them are memorable, so they won't take up brain space.
Okay, that's good at least.
The guards find him and they have a little chase scene, but oh no, Jonathan gets shot.
Ow!
Taking the doc to see if he can save his life, but sadly, he doesn't seem able to.
I used the blast furnace to cut through the bedrock.
Oh, he's fine.
He's dead.
Yay, randomness, let's celebrate! Sing the silly song from the original and...
I used to think that the way through the woods.
Oh my god, did they just interrupt a musical number with another musical number?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I first saw this movie, I thought I remembered maybe 3, 4 new songs at the most, but it turns out there's 11. 11 new songs in this. That's not including the ones from the original.
Oh man. Oh, not even the ones from the original. Then there's even more. God, that's too much even for Disney.
I think the reason I forgot this is because every one of them slows things down and offers nothing new we haven't heard in a million other things before. So it doesn't add any new life, it just drains it out of you. It's like Max Shrek's power plant from Batman Returns.
Instead of generating power, it'll sort of be sucking power.
Yeah, that.
We'll be back in 2 days. We'll go to the Southern Kingdom and we'll find your father.
Oh, right. Maybe we should stop putting that off. Where is this subplot going anyway?
Yeah.
Jonathan gets captured again. Yeah, he's pretty good at that. And the Queen figures out where Snow White is. Had to give credit. That's the one cool shot in this movie.
Yeah.
Takes the
Decent.
Transformation scene in the original and replaces it with, what else? Another forgettable song.
A hunching hag with a wrinkled skin.
Oh.
A mane of white.
Oh Christ, she's transforming into one of those chewed up Warwick Davis leprechauns. You're right, that is far more scary than the original!
Yeah. Also, not to mention the flippin' auto-tune in her voice. Like, just... Yeah, listen to that real quick.
What else? Another forgettable song.
A hunching hag with a wrinkled skin.
Yeah, that's 100% like auto-tuned. Ugh.
A mane of white.
Oh Christ, she's transforming into one of those chewed up Warwick Davis leprechauns. You're right, that is far more scary than the original! Snow White attempts again to go out and find her father, and if you're like me, you're thinking, wait, we're near the apple scene. There can't be that much more. Are they really gonna wrap up this whole father subplot in that amount of time?
Oh no.
Gets searching, the queen approaches and says Jonathan has been captured.
I will help you. Take this apple to sustain you on the road.
Okay, in the original, she wasn't the brightest either, and you could argue she was naive and didn't know much about how the world works. This is the self-proclaimed smart, brave feminist. How did she not see this was a trap?
Yeah.
I did know your father. It was almost too easy for me to have him killed.
She, of course, bites the apple as the radioactive Hummel figurines arrive too late. Doc declares her dead because we all know what a great track record he's got, and they give her a funeral.
Yeah.
You, my queen, are fairest of all.
Actually, someone 2 kingdoms down just got a little hotter. I was on the fence at first, but she's pretty smoking. Honestly, I don't know why you put so much stock in my opinion.
That's a good point.
To use all his brain power to figure out how to get free. Well, he still has to figure out how to get out of the dungeon.
Oh, okay.
I know I used this joke a few weeks ago, but...
Holy shit, our security is atrocious.
Yeah.
Someone keeps getting captured. It's like playing tag. You're gonna be out of it in like a minute. He makes it to Snow White, and it is funny for all the fuss people made about the kiss being non-consensual. Like, yeah, he should have just left her there to die. That would have been the ethical thing to do. I did laugh that they kept this scene in exactly as is. I honestly thought that weird scene where Doc accidentally brings someone back to life or didn't recognize he was dead, whatever, somehow that was gonna play a part in this, but no, you could cut that out and not miss a thing.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I think the original's fine. I know what it's trying to do, but for all the complaints about how problematic the original is, and this version will be more feminist and her taking charge, it still has a man saving a woman by kissing her awake. Don't worry though, the emotional heart-tugging from the original is completely absent, so it means nothing.
What's wrong?
My father.
I kiss you back to life and you think of your father? That is wrong.
Dog.
Mother? Father? Won't return.
You're welcome, by the way.
You're just gonna walk away and start
after
singing.
this father subplot goes nowhere. Yeah, I know you've heard me say it a million times, but...
Sorry.
What was the point of all that? Looking for her father brings nothing to anything.
Yeah.
Maybe in some forum where people look at these movies every wrong way possible, they saw this as making the character stronger? But again, it just confuses people because it's motivated by forcing lessons rather than developing character. Nothing literal or emotional makes sense in this world.
Time
Yeah,
to
what the
restore
hell's
our
going on
kingdom.
here?
She'll do everything she can to stop us.
Speaking of which, if you got a disability you've lived with all your life and people make fun of you for it,
Let her try.
Oh.
just believe harder and you'll beat it. Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was another controversy, that they didn't like the dopey talks in this one. I don't know. I don't think there was any... I guess I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there was any reason for him to start talking. But... Oh, let's see where it goes, I guess.
Oh, you're blind and can't see? Well, you just need to believe harder. That'll make your eyesight come back. Still can't see? Well, you just didn't believe hard enough. It's all on you. And look, I doubt this was the mindset while writing this. I mean, you look at the original stories with magic and fairy tales and everything, and Jiminy Cricket even at one point says Wish Upon a Star is symbolic. It's not meant to be taken literally.
Right.
It symbolizes faith, hope. So this is my personal wish for you.
Most people get that because of the world they create. That's just how it works. But when you create an environment forcing unneeded logic in a story where it never belonged, it trains you to either take everything literally or interpret things the wrong way. Case in point, Snow White goes back to the queen to take her kingdom back.
If you want the throne, take it.
Now, from a logical standpoint, she would either take that knife and stop several others from being murdered, or she would go into the situation with a well-thought-out plan. She does neither.
Enough
Of course she doesn't do anything.
Let the people watch her die.
I'm watching that for an hour and a half.
Oh,
Paul.
are you gonna do it this time?
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
You were a farmer in the Western Vale.
My name is George, and I've always been a soldier.
Yep.
Matthew, Arthur, William. There
I thought he was like the butcher guy or the guy she sent to kill. It was just like, I'm gonna do it this time.
was a time where we lived with hope.
I remember.
Thank God I remember those 4 specific guards, because I don't remember anyone else on my staff. The bandit stopped the queen from killing her, the lupus lollipop killed, literally do nothing to help. It's like the mirror pulled a fast one on old Queenie.
Famed is thy beauty, for Snow White beauty comes deep within.
And by total coincidence, she also happens to be hotter than you.
Oh, forgot to read the back label. Can only answer one question. If you break the mirror, you become a mirror. God, they just worked in so much logic in this.
What?
The kingdom all bleached their clothes. There you happy extremist. She did whiten things up. And they all live mediocrely ever after.
Critic!
Give me a minute. Duty calls.
Oh boy.
What the? There. What's going on?
Someone leaked behind-the-scene photos, so now the internet's pissed off again.
Oh
Yo,
boy.
does Disney even listen to the people who hate watch them? Do they have any consideration for us?
Once again, Disney comes so close, but because of one little detail, I have to hate everything about it.
What are we gonna do? The movie's over before it even started.
Wait, that room looks familiar. I think I know where he is.
He's you.
Clearly part of their agenda to replace us with. Hey! Oh, shit.
The extremist is streaming in your studio?
No, I'm the extremist extreme. And it's very racist of you to think we all look alike.
What a
Oh
twist.
my God, they were the same person the whole time?
No, I'm the
Extreme extremist.
No, I mean the extremist extreme. I mean the
Okay, who are you really?
Yeah, who are you?
All right.
Uncle Lies!
But why?
Uncle Lies.
I figured while we're still divided, I could make some easy money off of it. So I created these two. I just say something crazy, and then I have the other say the opposite, and sometimes it goes so opposite they end up saying the same thing.
This is who you were pandering to?
And still want to pander to.
Tell me
What?
your secrets.
How much money did you make?
Oh,
All right, stop it!
Oh
This is how
my
we keep getting
gosh.
shit!
People keep getting the wrong idea about what's timeless about these Disney classics and what's dated. So many people keep trying to fix them and apply shame when they don't understand what they're about. Snow White is emotional storytelling, not logical storytelling. It works on the same level as Wizard of Oz. Nobody seriously questions why Glenda didn't tell her about the shoes or if the lady's gonna come back to have Toto put down again.
Right.
Yeah, I never thought further ahead about that, did you? Well, you're not supposed to, because it's about what your emotions want to see. Snow White works the same way. Who is this guy carrying her off? What's his name? Why are they in love? Why do they just know they have to immediately leave after she wakes up? All of this is what your emotions want to watch.
It's like being in a dream where logic takes a back seat so you can process all these different and strong feelings.
Right.
Nobody listens to
And honestly, if I could add to this, a good example of a logical version of these kinds of movies is honestly Frozen. Frozen was, I think, a great example of the logical side of this, because the characters, they themselves would question what's going on. But yeah, in Snow White, and a lot of others, it's more focused on what your emotions want to see. You don't need to know all the details necessarily. It's something I tend to forget to do myself, which, yeah, that's the thing about me, is that I just always forget to, but I do remember this, I do see this point about Doug, though, that he's talking about.
Classical or instrumental music and wishes it had more logic. Yes, some actually do have a little bit of a story if you look it up, but for the most part, you just go along for the emotional journey it takes you on. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Kids are a lot better at accepting that, as they don't have as many responsibilities as adults do. And maybe we as adults need to tap into that more.
Or at the very least, we need to stop robbing it from kids by trying to replace them with these supposed logical remakes. Some dated material isn't great for kids, and I agree that should be addressed. But in trying to fix problems where there are no problems because you just don't follow what it's doing, you're limiting the mindset of our youth and making your current versions ironically make less sense.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't work for most of the same reasons the other remakes don't work. And if you want to do them correctly, maybe you should start praising what the originals did right instead of shaming them for what they aren't doing wrong.
Maybe we have been pandering too much.
Come on, why don't we make something original? And this time we can start respecting people's
Hey
intelligence.
everybody, the Lilo and Stitch remake just made $1 billion.
Billion?
It did.
Wasn't that supposed to be some cheap Disney Plus movie?
Amazing. What about the original idea you made, Elio?
Oh, that bombed hard.
Oh.
You know what this means? We don't have to try.
More remakes.
With a lot more posting.
No.
And a lot more pandering.
Oh no. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I actually didn't know the Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so freaking much. Oh my god, why? I think I know. Because Lilo and Stitch looked like the one that was going to turn it around, so everyone gave it a chance, I'm guessing. Poor Elio, though. I remember hearing about that, and I think most of its issues were just... It was poorly advertised, so nobody went to watch it.
Come on, everybody! All aboard the money train! Let's blow, let's blow. We've no conscience to show.
Well, maybe we as an audience should try making a difference too.
Yeah.
And then again, a live-action Lilo and Stitch review would probably get some hits. Here's to exploiting this a little bit longer.
Let's blow.
No,
let's
don't
blow.
join them.
We've no conscience to show.
Damn.
This thief stole from me.
Well, I guess there you have it. Well, I mean, I do agree with mostly. I don't know, like, I do try to see a film for what it's trying to do, or what it wants me to feel. Or like, rather than it just telling me what to feel, I do try to see what it wants me to feel. And I mean, I also know that a lot of, okay, where am I going with this? Sorry, hold on. I'm just trying to say that I do believe that, yeah, the biggest reason for this failure, and many others, they don't capture what they just never do capture what the original does. And I mean, we always say that, but then we have to ask ourselves, like, what did the original do that this one couldn't? And I mean, I think it's safe to say that, yeah, in Snow White, it doesn't capture the emotions that you're supposed to feel, that it's an emotional film and not a logical one. Because again, like, every movie has a different goal and has a different, like, type of, what's the word? Hold on, it's like, I guess, like, perspective that you're supposed to have with it, where it's a logical or an emotional perspective. But, I mean, I don't know, like, I know a lot of these films try to make logical ones out of things that aren't supposed to have logic, which makes sense why they don't work too well. So, yeah, I guess I do. Maybe I need to keep my mind open more about what kind of perspective does a film want me to see it from. Because once you do that, then maybe you can kind of see where things are going. And maybe, because sometimes you'll nitpick about things that don't really matter, which I know is what a lot of people do, and I've just been as guilty of it, so yeah, I don't know, like, most of my nitpicks of the live actions are just, do they contribute what the original did? Are they like the original in almost every way? Which, again, they don't have to be. They can add things that improve upon what was previously there. Not necessarily add logic to it, because you don't have to do that. I mean, I think, I don't know, I guess it just depends on, like, what needs to be improved. Even I don't know, so I mean, again, I'm just a 25-year-old just sitting in my apartment. I have no idea how to make a film myself. So, but that being said, I will try to keep a better perspective on things. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to support Channel Awesome. Support Nostalgia Critic. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Sorry, I'll see you next time. Bye.